Welcome to the NASCAR Heat 3 Offline Season Highlights and Review. This is Cole Hakenator here, and yeah, we'll basically be talking about um, what has happened in the Offline Series since yeah, it's been pretty popular. So I just wanted to do something to for the fans. So it's basically a new segment talking about the highlights from each of the races done this season. Yeah. So what is this? It's basically a taco hosted by yours truly about events that have happened throughout the race in this offline series, highlights, lowlights, and other notable things that you may not have noticed while watching these highlights, like from the first four races. I do hope that this will entertain you throughout the season. It's gonna be a long one, and episodes will come out after every four races. You'll see what that means in a little bit. And also, we're hiring guest speakers. I mean, we're not gonna pay them or anything, but preferably one who have signed up as a driver, so we could do driver interviews and stuff like that. It's only an offline series, but yeah, hit me up on Discord if interested in being like a co-host or something. So, due to time commitments in school, I won't have time to upload every single day like I did last week, but last week nothing really went on. But I've already come up with a plan. So I'm gonna upload race highlights twice a week, every Tuesday and Thursday from now on, so we can all be happy. Every highlight and review, I'm gonna call it HIR for short, will be every other Saturday if we keep this on time. So keep on the lookout for these in the near future. And I'll upload other things like iRacing highlights and stuff like that. Yeah. Here's the NASCAR Heat 3 plan. So basically, I'm attending a volleyball game next Tuesday. So race 5 will actually come out on Monday. And I don't have anything planned just yet, but I might be taking pictures for your book on like Tuesdays or Thursdays or whatever. So it's probably gonna be changed. So first topic: can anyone stop Stewart Haas racing? So I mean these four people have just dominated the season. Absorbed Zappa led the most laps at the Daytona 500, which is a pretty big deal, and he overcame pre-race crash during quals at Atlanta to finish in the top five. So I mean, coming from like dead last to being in the top five, and literally all of Absorbed Zappa's races have been in the top five. We have the 41 of Thick Daddy. He has two race wins at Atlanta and Vegas, and he won a stage at Daytona and swept Las Vegas. He's earned two Quick Boy awards. I should probably say what those are, but I'll say it in the description. But it's basically a boost of 10 points overall. So basically, a Quick Boy award is if you have the fastest lap of the race, you get 5 bonus points. So that spices things up. Um, and all of his races ended up in the top 10, which is really amazing. Justin Johnson in the 10, though. He got two second places in the stages in the 500. And he was the points leader after the 500 because of those. And he's sitting eighth well in playoff contention. So good job for him. And we have the 14 of Nick Miller. He DNF'd at Atlanta due to an engine problem. And that hurt him in points a lot. But he had all great finishes other than that. And I believe he's in chase contention. So here are the top 10 in points. Ford has dominated the season. They have eight of the top 10 in the points. We have the 41 of Thick Daddy, the 2 Darius Dakar, 4 of Absorb Zappa, 21 of NYG Joe 13, 22 of Tyler Lyman, 12 of Jason Lately, 10 of Justin Johnson, and 17 of Kyle Busch, 18 Menks, who were all Fords. And they're the early favorites for Manufacturer of the Year. They've won the first three races this season until Denny Hamlin, aka DJ Gibson, aka Real Cup Series, won at ISM. So good job for him. And the top Chevy in the standings is the number 42 of Lake Wiles. 11th in the playoff standings is another Chevy, is NASCAR Fan 39. he's really improving each race. So good job for him. So yeah, we have to talk about this Goodyear tire issues. There were lots of tire issues through the first two races. I'd say probably a combined 11 or 12 of the first race. No, there were at least 4 tire issues in the 500. May have been more, but you have Byron who DNF because of that. You have Truex who spun. You have Chris Buescher who also had a tire problem, but he came back to finish in the top 20. And then there's Bubba Wallace who also DNF'd in his run and caused a huge pileup. And yeah, Daryl Terrell, Fraser, King Laser, Connor Brandon, AJ Bain, all tire problems. And then at Atlanta was even worse. Sorry for the quality of the pictures. It's just NASCAR Heat 2, you know. But there were 6 or 7 tire problems, but these were the only ones that showed up on the NASCAR Heat 3 replay. You have Ibrahim Dejani in the 34 causing a wreck with DJ Gibson. You have the 72 of Mike Migami 118. He spun out later. He tried to turn left to save it, but just straight into the front stretch wall. You have the 23 I Greg Golding. His tires expired after 6 laps and caused a huge wreck in the back. See David Gilliland there. And also the 72 was involved. And you also have a Daryl Terrell Fraser again. So that just sucks for the 24 team to have 2 tire issues. Now, here's a Goodyear statement. We at Goodyear Tires would like to apologize for the incidents that have occurred in the early races of this season. We are currently working on the issue and have talked to NASCAR about the safety concerns they had. We'll try not to have these failures again. And yeah, the CEO of Goodyear, Richard J. Kramer, said that. I mean, he didn't actually say that in real life, but you know, in this crappy offline series, I had to do something. So Auburn tires at Las Vegas, there were 2 or 3 of them. They all brought out cautions, even with relaxed yellows. So that's basically NASCAR saying, yeah, we just can't. Whenever there's a blown tire, we just can't. You know, yeah, the risk of drivers getting injured due to them have increased, even though none of them have. We'll talk about that later. And there were no blown tires at ISM Raceway, but so that basically means that the tire issue seems to have been fixed, but the drivers are still wary about them. So yeah, talking about William Byron, you saw the 2 pictures that he DNF'd in. He never really recovered from that. So Darrell Fraser had a very, very slow start this season. He started off the season with 2 DNFs. He only has 1 finish in the top 20, and that's 20th. So basically, in the races he didn't DNF, he got 20th and 24th. That's pretty sad. And he's in 37th in points. So Hendrick Motorsports is not happy with his performance this year. Hopefully things will turn around for this team, but you know, yeah. And there you see the bottom couple people in the standings. So driver safety, these are really bad quality photos, especially this one. But we had I was surprised about this too. We had 2 huge flips earlier in the season. One of them being Connor Brandon. He flipped way up in the air. And you also have King Laser, who won the 78 wreck in the 500. He flipped pretty late into his wreck, so the replay didn't really catch that. So until he was in the bottom right corner, so I had to take that. But yeah, none of these drivers were harmed, especially the 37. I was really worried about him, but yeah, none of these drivers are harmed, and drivers really like the safety. You know, hopefully no one gets injured this year. It's NASCAR Heat 3, so they won't, but you know. Give it up for Danica. I mean, come on, you cannot go wrong with this. Danica won the first 2 stages at Atlanta. So here's basically how. You know the wreck with Greg Golding at Atlanta? Yeah, that caused a caution, and the people in the back were the only ones who pit. And the people in the front underestimated how quickly the fuel mileage was, and they all pitted in this. They all pitted during the middle of near the end of stage 1, which means all the back markers were in the front. And out of all of that, Danica Patrick, she just beat out Bubba Wallace for stage one. That's AJ Bain. And looks like the 13, a Ty Dillon. I forgot who drove the 13 this season. I'm looking at that now. That is Leo the Cool. So the 743-13, they all did great this like in stage one. I don't know the whole results of stage two, but basically due to that, she has 2 playoff points, and 88, you know, 88 points overall. She had 2 terrible finishes, which is expected, but she also had 2 top 10s, and those stage points gave her bonus 20 points from that, and she's still in the playoff content. She's still like she's on the bubble, but she's ahead of the. She's in the top 16, basically saying. So yeah, Jimmy Johnson 07 is the car owner. I don't know. I might kick him out of the ride. Probably won't, but you know. Sorry, excuse me. I don't think this has happened on any other track, but in the drivers' meeting, it was clearly stated that you cannot exit pits until you're on the backstretch. Nobody got that, and you know that just they just went up like right into. I think that's just a NASCAR Heat 3 problem, to be honest. So they'll do that in the night race too. But this caused lots of checkups and contact. You could see with on like here's just a regular like all of these cars on the inside just came out of the pit road, and all these cars on the outside didn't. So they basically had to make room. And also over here, Brad Keselowski and Eric Jones were no, actually no. Yeah, this is Brad Keselowski. Like these guys didn't like Eric Jones was right behind the 12 with Jason Lagley, and I think that's the 41. But basically, what had happened was the 20 was following the 2, and the 21 came right out in front of them, and that just caused a lot of checkup and contact. That was in one of the highlights. So yeah, we just have to talk about that. So here are the rest of your standings through 4 of 36 races, which basically means, yeah, the next episode is going to come out after the 8th race. So we have NASCAR Fan 39, Pokey Fighter, Nick Miller, Hunter Up, One Incarnation, and Jacob Hammond, all like in that playoff bubble. Then we have King Laser, The Party Doge, Licklick, and Bookie, like within 10 points of the bubble. So they all have a good chance. Like if they do really good, they'll have a good chance of like being inside the bubble, especially with like people like Hunter and Jacob not having a good ride. You know, AI NASCAR 3 doesn't favor those AI particularly. Then here's a 21st to 30th. Some notables are Richard Pleasant in the 62. Um, yeah, like he got 10th and 12th at Daytona in Atlanta, which really helped him. But from there, it's been a downward spiral. But he's still in 22nd in points. Pretty amazing for the 62 team. Incident Hero. He's in the 88. I don't think anyone really expected the 88 guy to, you know, do too well. But I mean, if you're getting beat by the 62 and 34, that's just sad. Um, who else? Jackson Menchu. This was we went over this in the ISM race, but he was the guy who blew out his engine and did not pit for it. So he basically restarted mid pack on the inside and held everyone there up. But hey, it was all to stay on the lead lap. I'm not gonna do any points deductions for that, but he was given a warning if that clap gets pulled again. Connor Brannon, he was one of the guys. I think he and the 24 were the only people to have blown tires twice throughout the race. I mean, twice in the first 2 races, Daytona and Atlanta. Yeah, on the replay, he didn't. It didn't show him blow up a tire, but he did, and yeah, I don't know what to say. He actually got 15th at Atlanta. I think he was part of the back markers who were pitted in the first caution. He blew out a tire somewhere in stage two, pitted, and still finished like barely a lap down because like all the good guys were lapped. So yeah, um, I'm surprised that the 51 and the 15 are also in the top 30. I don't know, they're just low budget teams. And here's the bottom of the barrel. These guys really need to step it up. Okay, what I am surprised about is the 92 being in 31st. Nobody really expected that. But, I mean, you have decent rides in the 43, the 47, and especially the 24. They could definitely go up into the top 20 in point, what, 25 in points. I just don't know what happened. I'm also surprised the 38's back there, but he's had like a string of bad luck. Yeah. I Good Golding has 10 points, which is super sad. Like, he had 3 points in the past three races, then had 7 points at Phoenix. But, I mean, 10 points in 4 races would not fit well in your resume. And the 55 is just slow. So, I mean, he was the last car for signups. Of course, nobody wanted him, but yeah. And here's some racing picks. Some of them are blurry, some of them are not. You have the green flag of Phoenix. Yeah, these are basically like all action shots that I was able to post. Something a lot of people in the replay missed was when I had passed like for 38th, nobody saw what happened, but it had actually ended up being some contact with the one, and it looks like the 47. They had they had some contact, and Jamie McMurray spun into pit road. That's why he ended up 2 laps down in the race. Um, yeah, this is why Nick Miller DNF'd at Atlanta. He got a blown engine. And yeah, Kyle Busch spinning. That basically ended his day at Las Vegas. And yeah, Ibrahim Dajani and DJ Gibson gonna get contact while they were 4 wide. You have to think about that. They were 4 wide back here. So there's nothing like any of them Hamlin could have done. And like these are the last page. This is basically doing like a pit stop cycle with all the back markers staying out and all the front runners pitting in. Here's one more Phoenix shot that I thought would look pretty cool. Yeah, Joey Logano actually wasn't leading here, but he was in fifth, top left all the way. Here's Chris Buescher. I've never actually seen him in that scheme at Atlanta, but that's cool. This was the 72, and yeah, and like here was a Daytona one. This was like the only good Daytona one I could find. And yeah, thanks for watching. Episode 2 will come out on Saturday, October the 6th, so mark your calendars for that. Reply on the comments of what you think of this talk show and how you think I can improve it. Like, I think it does need room for improvement, but I just don't know in what areas. But thanks for watching, if you've actually watched that long. And yeah. One more thing to note though, before I end this race, before I end the episode. Some pre-race inspections failed. The 41 had a pre-race tech inspection at Daytona. He ended up getting the quick boy award from that. The 4 car crashed during quals at Atlanta, and there were 2 pre-race failures during Phoenix, with the one entry of Jamie McMurray failing tech inspection, and 34 car of Michael McDowell, aka Raheem Dejani, failing the optimal scan. So that's actually really interesting. But yeah, this concludes the end of episode 1, and goodbye. Make sure you subscribe and put a comment on like some criticism or like whatever you think about the show and like of the series in general. And yeah, I will post a race on Monday if everything goes according to plan. So see ya.